I was gifted Morrowind at the beginning of 2019. My friend group had the idea of playing a multiplayer mod, but we never got around to doing it. So for 6 years, it has sat in my library untouched. Until today. For each game on my Steam list, I will either play the game until I have put hours equal to money spent on it, beat the game, or both. And to start, I took a handful of games I have 0 hours in, and I gave them to a group of friends. I tried to pick more shorter games, so they would be more likely to... let's see how much I spent on it. Oh, fuck. Like and subscribe to come along with me on this journey, to do some Steam cleaning.
They have taken you from the Imperial City's prison, first by carriage and now by boat. To the east, to Morrowind. Fear not, for I am watchful. You have been chosen.
Wake up. We're here. Why are you shaking? Are you okay? Wake up.
I am awoken by a dark elf passenger of the vessel I found myself a cargo of. I am asked my name. Knowing already the path I wish my character to lead, I name him Frizzlefrick. I am released from the boat, into a holding area for processing. I was apparently a prisoner of the Empire. If I had a nickel for every Bethesda game where I start as a prisoner with a great destiny. I am allowed to pick the distinguished appearance of Frizzlefrick. There we go. Next, I am brought inside to speak with a man about my class. In my first playthrough of Skyrim, I chose to play a mage. Magic is simply cooler than martial arts, but in Skyrim I was often disappointed by the magic systems in the base game. I chose the specialization of magic this time as well, to compare the systems, as I'm often told that the magic system in this game is superior. For favorite attributes, I picked intelligence and personality, for some reason. For skills, I chose destruction, alteration, conjuration, illusion, sneak, light armor, speechcraft, spear, athletics, and enchantments. I don't plan to use all of these, but we'll see. Next, I'm told to pick the sign that I was born under. I chose the apprentice for additional maximum magicka. It does come with a weakness to magic, however. I'm gonna be honest. I forget all of this immediately, because I am declared free by the Emperor. I am no longer a prisoner, and the first thing I do is steal this inkwell. I make my way through the building, stealing as I go, and getting used to the controls. Right-click opens my menu, and I'm able to see my character for the first time. Let's try to equip this ring. Oh, my shirt. My god, I'm ripped. I'm able to equip my dagger and make my way to the final officer, who gives me instructions to meet a man in Belmora named Cassius Custodes, and releases me into Morrowind. I speak with the locals, who are all very knowledgeable.
Think it'll rain?
Bruh.
Finding a trade house, I purchase my first spell, Fireball, and then I meet with a man upstairs. He tells me to stalk another villager and find where he hides his money, our first side quest. I find our target, Fargo, and when I speak to him, I find out that the ring that I had found is his, taken by Imperials. I return the ring to him for a reward. Then I make my way to the lighthouse where I can supposedly watch it. On the way, I attempt to steal from this building, but I didn't notice this dark elf. Well, now she has to die. Our first combat. How exciting.
Let me know. No. Please. No, stop beating the fuck out of me. How am I supposed to defend myself? No.
Now you die!
No!
So as it turns out, if you don't have stamina, and somebody punches you in the head, you collapse on the ground and they have free reign to beat you to death. What uses stamina? How about moving at a reasonable pace? Unless under specific conditions, you will never see me at higher than 0 stamina for the rest of the game. We move on from our first embarrassing death and climb the lighthouse to watch Fargo as he drops his valuables in his stash. We then make our way down and take the 300 gold and our ring back. Easy money. Then I decide I am an idiot and I want to return to the quest giver and just give him 200 of it. This is stupid and I should have just kept the money. I purchase a healing spell that will, no joke, last me until the end of the game, and then I accidentally press E.
Oh, was that? Is that how I jump? I press E? Are you kidding me? Oh my god. What is this control scheme?
Yeah, this game's control scheme is weird. Right click for inventory, E for jump, and space for interact. Feels like a sick joke, but I didn't make it. That's what Todd wants. Also, for the rest of the game, I will do more jumping than walking. I head on the road to Balmora, excited to see what monsters and ruins I can explore. In fact, I see my first opportunity, a cave. Inside, I find my first bandit and barely win. Woo! I heal up using Hearth Heal and try to fight another bandit, but I run away because I can't reliably cast or hit anyone. I later find out that being at no stamina reduces both your hit chance and your cast chance. But I never really do anything about this, I just play with a negative to my accuracy for the most part. I continue on the road to Balmora while looking for a place to rest when I saw it. Death Incarnate. I run back to the city where a guard kills that bug for me, and I'm unable to find an inn to sleep at, so I just decide to book it and hope we don't run into anything.
Oh, hell no. Is that a T-Rex? What the
On the way, I find a nice town named Peldegrad, where I find a tavern to rest at and restore my HP. After looking around the town and talking to some villagers, I head out and continue to Balmora. One thing I've noticed is that slopes in this game are slidey as hell. If you jump and land on a slope, you will slide quite a ways. I find another cave and decide to test my luck. On the side of the road, I find a woman who tells me she was robbed. But instead of vengeance, she wants his digits. She lets me know where to find him. I track him to a bar in Peldegrad, where I try to reunite him with his love. Returning to the woman, she gives me no reward, but tells me to visit somebody in Tel Arun. I will not remember this. Ooh, a cave. Let's go. On the way, I try to quickly poke my head into Fort Moonmoth. Seems to be an imperial fort built next to Balmora. I sell a few items I had picked up and find a free bed to sleep in. It even comes with a free Dark Brotherhood assassin. I die, but luckily I have an autosave from right before I rested. I don't know why somebody would hire an assassin for a level 1 mage new to Morrowind, but I hope that assassin doesn't become a problem or a lifelong friend. I arrive in Balmora. The first thing I find when arriving is the Fighters Guild, and more importantly, the Mages Guild. I join immediately, and I am told to complete duties and tasks to increase my rank. I'm told to speak with Ajira for a task, and I speak with everybody on the way gathering information. And then I speak with my new best friend, the local fast travel station. Next to my new favorite service is Ajira, a Khajiit who wants me to head down to a nearby area and get some alchemy ingredients for her. I agree and head out to find my main target, Cassidian Custodian. I find a man who tells me where he lives, so I head there and I find him. God damn. Caius makes me a new member of the Blades, and tells me to deliver a package once I've gotten a little stronger. Once I have, I need to speak with a member of the Fighters Guild. Outside of Casanova's house, I find a gentleman who is very open about being an assassin. Apparently, assassination in Morrowind is very much legal, but the Dark Brotherhood assassins are specifically looked down upon. I agree, they freaking suck. I'm gonna go take a nap. Oh, but how the turns table. We kill the Dark Brotherhood assassin, thanks to Chris Custode's help, granting us very good light armor right off the rip, and if I wanted, I could also sell them for a nice price. I clean up the rest, but then I noticed...
Did you skooma sucker?
I follow Ajira's directions, I head south, follow the river, cross the bridge, heading west, and cross the hill to get to the area with the ingredients. Over here I find lots of these horrid flying creatures, not much foliage, and I look around for a while, even leveling up to level 2. Woohoo! But I don't find anything I need. I need to double check my notes.
Oh my god, I've been heading east the whole time.
I level up to level 2, woohoo! Then I start heading the correct direction, only stopping at a cave to check out the local opposition. But I hit level 2, woohoo! I head back across the bridge and west to a swamp where I'm able to find the mushrooms I need easily. I start hopping back to Ajira when I decide to stop in an egg farm. I was told what to kill and what to not kill by the workers, but I just kinda killed everything and stole the eggs. When I was full, I returned to Ajira and turned in my mushrooms for some potions. Ajira asked me to sneak a fake soul gem into another mage's desk. I quickly do so and return to Ajira, then Ajira asked me to collect some flowers. But I already collected all of them somehow, so I complete the quest instantly. She then tells me to go collect a bowl and bring it to her. Upon returning, Ajira tells me that several of her reports have been stolen and scattered around the Mages Guild.
You have my attention.
Brother, move. You can't hold me captive here. Move. Sneak out now. Oh, come on.
I quickly collect them. Turning in this quest allowed me to rank up in the guild from associate to apprentice, then apprentice to journeyman. I decide to take the advice of Ajira and do my duties in a northern town called Aldrun. I sell off my inventory and travel north. On the way, I find a very angry, naked man on the road who seemed to have been paralyzed. I make a note and continue along. Further up the road, I find an Argonian who asks me to do him a favor by delivering some goods to Aldrun. It's where I'm going anyways, so I agree. He makes me swear by Zenithar, or whatever, to complete this quest, so I continue on. The landscape changes from forest and bogs to desert. I find another naked man, also paralyzed, and finally find myself in Aldrun. The first thing I see when arriving is the Mages Guild. I head inside and find the woman who would be assigning me my duties. She tells me to go find her a book she needs for her research. When I go to peruse the Mages Guild shops, I'm struck with the true horror of the Mark of Zenithar. I'm unable to shop with anyone until my task is complete. Lucky for me, my objective is here, but lesson learned about this Zenithal guy. I poke my head around the town to find this woman who asks me to repossess a necklace from a deadbeat. I agree, and I head to his house. He tells me he doesn't have the money, I kill him. This was the simple solution to the problem. I return the necklace, but I was not thanked. She instead rebuked me for killing him when I didn't need to. I learned my lesson and walked away. I head to the giant crab shell in the center and I find the recipient for my Zenithal quest. I head to the Mages Guild and I buy Slowfall, Odyssey Open Doors, Paralysis, and Greater Fireball. I head to a bed downstairs and try to sleep in it, a few too many times. Now I can either deal with all that reputation loss, or do all of that again, and now I have the opportunity to right a wrong. I decide to continue the Mages Guild quest, and I teleport to Vivek, or as I like to call it, Hell. This city was designed by Satan while he was in his LSD phase. It consists of a bunch of big ass buildings called cantons, all of which have various stairs leading up and in and out of the dozens of doors that might lead up or down or to the sewers or to one obscure corner where there's a bookstore that you need, but good luck, and that's only one of these stupid Anyways, after a totally reasonable amount of time, I'm able to find Joshua's bookstore, where he does indeed have the book I need. One problem? I'm broke. I tried a super smart con where I steal his books and I sell them back to him, but he didn't like that. So we find a local who wants me to curse a woman. I need to take a bone and put it in her bedroom chest. But her bedroom is locked, and well, I don't think I'm getting in there. I head to the sewers and loot around for a while. I sell the items to the woman I'm supposed to be cursing, and I buy the book from the bookstore. At least now I can leave.
Keep moving.
You. I teleport back to Aldrun, happy to be gone from that horrid place, and I turn in the quest. I'm told to fetch another item from Sadrith Mora, this time a potion. I teleport, walk 4 feet, this time to Shrink in Tree's Shade, get the potion, leave. Fuck you, Vivek! I head back to the guild and I get my new task. This time I must retrieve another book from the Mages Guild. In Vivek. At least it's just the guild. This time I quickly find the mage, steal the book. With my new unlocking scroll, this gives me an idea. With a few new tools in my belt, I navigate to my side quest target from earlier. I head in there, drink an invisible potion to take the key. They see this and I go to jail. I reload the save, unlock the door with my last unlocking scroll, and then I can't open the chest. So I reload again. This time, by some miracle, I was allowed to do this.
If I ever see that elf, he's in so much trouble.
I open up the chest and place the bone inside, before returning to my employer. They tell me I have not completed the quest, so I give up. I return to the Mages Guild, complete my quest, and get the next one, this time to investigate a disturbance in Margon. On the way, I find the woman who had paralyzed the 2 men from earlier. She warned me about their anger, but asked me to speak with them anyways. Continuing along, I find the naked warrior who, now freed, wants to kill me and the woman who stole from him. I attempt to blow him up, but I'm reminded of what happens when somebody beats you to death with their bare hands in Morrowind. I try again, and again, and again, but eventually I kill him, and I am rewarded by the woman. I head to Margon, and along the way, I hit level 3. Woohoo! I decide to check out a cave, and while killing the denizens, my game unfortunately freezes.
No. Why? No.
This did not happen often to me, but it did lose me some progress along the way. I load my save, and I hit level 3 again. Woo! I continue to mark on, and I find a small camp along the way with a man being held captive inside. The man claims to be a famous noble, but now he can't pay his fines. I convince the bandits he's just some dude, and pay $5 for him. He thanks me, and I continue along the road. I finally arrive at Margon after some time. After speaking with some villagers, I was able to find Helene's hut outside of town. Entering, I was attacked by a scamp, a particularly abusable looking creature who I quickly kill. Looking downstairs, I'm greeted by the summoner, an apprentice. He tells me about his grand ineptitudes that led to this. I then leave, this time finding the second transportation mode of Morrowind, bug whales. I return to the Alderaan Mages Guild and I'm greeted by the rank of Conjurer. Next, I'm told to return the book I stole to the vet. I do so quickly, and I am then told to visit some Dwemer ruins to retrieve a Dwemer tube. So where even is? Oh my god. Thank god for whale bugs though. I bust to Genesis and walk from there. Along the way, I find this very innocent and definitely not suspicious looking woman on the side of the road, who lost her ring in the pond. I spend a totally reasonable amount of time looking for her ring, when I am suddenly attacked by her and her assassin. I'm shocked. Through the use of potions, I'm able to blast both of them down and loot their bodies. Traveling further, I find the Old Venthuli outpost. Here, one of the locals tells me that one of theirs was taken by bandits. I offer to help and find my way to their camp. I kill the guards and rest outside before going in. I'm attacked by another Dark Brotherhood assassin, I loot his expensive gear, and then I enter the tent. I free the woman, then I try to kill the bandit using paralysis. I fail. On try number 2, I realize I can just leave, allowing me and the hostage to escape unharmed. I return the woman to the camp and I get nothing for a reward. Yep. Finally, I arrive at a large metal bridge leading me to the Dwemer ruins. I have a pretty easy time clearing out this ruin. I kill off the tiny spider robots and loot most of the place. Most of the items here are worth some pretty serious coin. I snatch as much as I can fill and I find my tube. Once I'm ready, I use my new amulet of intervention to teleport to Genesis, the nearest city with a shrine. I received both this and the amulet of divine intervention from my last quest. I will be using both a lot during this playthrough. After selling my items, I can safely say I'm no longer dirt poor. Well, it's time to go back and turn in the quest to the Mages Guild. I get a new quest to go to Nihilith. Can't say it? Ain't going. Instead, we're going to...
No, let me out. Please let me out. Let me out of the hole.
Oh cool, so I'm physically unable to escape the hole I've fallen into. I decide to use Divine Intervention to find out what it does, and I am sent to Moonmoth. I decide to continue the main quest. I speak with Caius Casterly, who tells me to speak with the Fighters Guild member to get more information on the cult we're up against, the 6th House. The Fighters Guild member requests that I investigate a local Dwemer ruins for him first. I agree excitedly, as these seem to be cash cows. I head to the ruins immediately. On the way out, I see... I just love their walk animations so much. Arriving at the ruins, I'm greeted by a more complex design and more human enemies. I blast my way through until I run into this door trap and hit level 4. I continue to blast through the ruins, resting and killing assassins that are after me. More sick loot for me though. The bottom section of the ruins had ghosts and centurions, which are no problem, but when I tried to rest, I was once again ambushed by an assassin, this time leading to my death. I have no idea why this keeps happening, but the assassins are getting... What are we talking about again? After exploring the ruins for a reasonable amount of time, I was able to finally find the cube I was sent after. Pretty close to the entrance, actually. I sell off all my bullcrap in my inventory, for fiendishly low prices, by the way, because all the merchants are broke, and I turn in the cube for information on the 6th House, or better known as House Dagoth. He gives me notes to give to Caius and sends me on my way. Cassius takes the notes and sends me to the Mages Guild for more information on this so-called Nerevarine. Musgob here tells me I need to retrieve a skull from an ancestral tomb for that information.
Hail, may your adventures be great.
Aw, what a great way to start a quest. I start by bussing down to the starting town of Sedanine, and walking north to find the tomb. Along the way, I find a man who, upon speaking with him, decides to rob me. I like my chances. To solve this new roadblock, I walk past him. Finding the tomb, I decide to take a quick rest. I have dreams of being attacked by a man. We both die. Waking up refreshed, I make my way into the decayed wretches of the ancestral tomb, killing all manner of undead and avoiding whatever is behind this door. We find the skull we need as well as other loot.
Easy peasy.
That's right, me. We can leave and don't need to check behind that door. So we do all of that over again, this time leaving that section alone, and I make a quick shopping trip to sell my items as I am approached by somebody claiming to be a sleeper, a follower of Dagoth and the Sixth House. They will occasionally give me this exact message, but other than that, they're harmless. I walk back to Belmora since there are no buses or mages guilds here, and Muzzgub gives me all of the information on the Nerevarine. Apparently some dumbass messiah who will drive all the Outlanders from Morrowind. I'd like to see him try. I head to Cassius Custody's house and sleep on his bed. This time I have dreams of a golden-faced deity leading me through a wedding celebration. I wake up and speak with Cassius, who takes the notes on the Nerevarine. I am given new orders to speak with a member of the Thieves Guild, a Morag Assassins Guild member, and the priestess of a temple in Vivek. Thankfully, I'm given instructions on how to find these individuals. First, we start in the foreign cantons. Canton, by the way, means big stupid building. We find an Argonian in a bar being harassed by some locals. We bribe them to stop and escort him to Joshua's bookstore. He gives us the information on the Nerevarine. Next, we head all the way around to the St. Olms Canton. Heading in, I'm immediately asked by a man if I have seen my target, the Khajiit Thieves Guild member. I decline and move on, asking around until I find them in the sewers. They ask me to get rid of the gentleman from the IRS standing at the top to get that information from them. Easy enough. I head upstairs and I simply let them know that the Khajiit is a sovereign citizen of Morrowind, and therefore does not have to pay taxes. This causes the man to leave immediately as he has no power here, and the Khajiit gives me the information they have on the cult smuggling activities. Finally, we head to the temple area, which, looking at it, has easily my favorite design. Short, no stairs, simple. And inside is pure hell. Who designed this shit? Oh my fucking god, I have been running around in and out through I don't even know what direction it is anymore, like fucking Morrowind backrooms. I finally find the priestess, who tells me to follow her to the back. She then tells me of a banned book which details the prophecy of the Nerevarine. I will need to find a way to get this banned book in the most holy of all cities in Morrowind. I found it at Joshua's. Anyways, Cassandra Cusswords took my findings and orders me to rest and get stronger before continuing. I take a rest in his house and I am once again haunted by my dreams of the revival of the Golden Masked figure. I speak with Cassidon to see if he knows anything, but he just sends me on another main quest. I am to find a gift for an Outlander informant in Alderun. I port there and realize I didn't rest properly because of that dream last night. So I decide to buy a room at the inn. Resting there, I get another damn dream about this Golden Mask guy. F*** off. I rest again and then I meet with the local bookseller who suggests new volumes for the Outlander. I buy them and then find the man to bribe him for the information. I'm given a note for Cascade Customs, which I take back immediately, and I'm given some real answers about what's going on. I am a candidate. I was selected from the Empire prisons because I fit some of the criteria to be the Nerevarine, aka Ashelander St. Patrick. I was brought here to spy for the Empire. I'm given orders to go to the Urshilaku camp and meet with some of the cult leaders. After I pass their tests, I'm to return. I can also pick up some supplies from Fort Moonmoth nearby, which is the first thing I do, getting a bunch of stuff that I sell off later. After that, I bus up to Alderun, then to Margon to find a scout who could give me directions to the cultist camp. I find her, she tells me how to find it, I go north until I hit the ocean, and then I head east until I hit just past the ruins. I do so without being assassinated even once, and I even get a nice fresh heart from this dinosaur that attacked me. Arriving at the camp, I am not treated the best. I find the wise woman at the camp and decide to bribe her. She lets me know that the dreams I'm having of the Golden Masked Man or Dagoth are tempting me. She doesn't know anything about the dreams involving assassins, though. I decide to camp out a ways from the cult, I level up to level 5, and then I play a round of Dead by Daylight with my dream demon. I wake up and actually level up to level 5. Then I return to the camp to find the chief. He tells me that in order to be adopted by the tribe, I would need to fetch his father's bow from the Urshilaku ancestral tomb. To find it, I should head southeast. I do so, swiftly marching southwest and looking around for a while before realizing I'm terrible with directions. I did the same thing again. I did the same damn thing. After finding the tomb, I descend, then ascend, then go really all over the place. I kill all kinds of undead until I eventually find the boss for the bow. With the help of potions, I'm able to claim victory and loot the bow. I loot the area and then return to the camp. The chief tells me I am now named Friend of the Ashlanders, and I can sleep in any bed in the camp. I can also speak to the wise woman about the prophecy. I sleep in his bed to show dominance, and then I make my way to the wise woman. She tells me that I might be the Nereverain, but she must investigate further. In the meantime, I return to Casserole Custom and I tell him of my exploits. He confirms, but asks me to take it slow. In the meantime, I should go dismantle the 6th House smuggling operation near Fort Buckmoth. I stock up on potions, and I teleport to Alderun. From there, I head south to Buckmoth Fort. There I find my contact who gives me information on the 6th House base of smuggling operations. I am warned that the only surviving scout died after returning of corpus disease. Ignoring those warnings due to being equipped with potions to deal with disease, I make my way to Gar Mach, where the locals tell me the location of the base. I make my way inside and down a rocky path to a cave filled with, ooh, that's pretty, infected zombies and naked cult members. Casual stuff. I blast my way through and rest a few times until I'm interrupted by this guy, the supposed priest of Dagoth. He spoke of friendship and betrayal with the Nereverain, but I just blasted him to hell. While I was looting his creepy antechamber, I stumbled upon the crucial discovery. I teleport out and make my way to Balmora.
We make a special trip just for you. Same low price.
Thanks, Ben. I sell off a few items before heading back to Casino Custom. That's when I notice NPCs are repulsed by me. I have corpus disease. I drink several potions, but none have any effect. The disease drains my intelligence, willpower, and speed, basically ruining a mage like me. I need to find a cure. I speak with Coitus Costume, who tells me of a wizard on an island who can supposedly cure me. He gives me some potions of levitation, and I embark immediately. I use the Mage's Guild to teleport to Sadrith Mora, and after escaping the Wolverine house, I use water walking to make my way to the island. My stats dropping by the hour. Arriving, a wizard seems to have built his tower inside the tree. Kinda cheating on building costs, I guess. Making my way up, I use a potion of levitation to get up into his tower. The wizard tells me he may be able to cure me. I would just need to do him a favor and make my way to the dungeon of his tower to retrieve a pair of boots from one of his people who lives down there. The guard in the dungeon warned me not to hurt any of the patients or else I would have to deal with him. I book my way down the cave and soon find myself surrounded by the victims of Corpus who want to kill me. On my second try, I tune into my inner DBD skills and make it to Urgot? This is Yagrum, the last Dwemer, or so he says. I have to admit, after playing Skyrim, I did want to know more about the Dwemer, and now I kind of want to know less. He attempts to give me the lore I wish for, but I take the boots and flee. The wizard takes the boots and gives me the potion. To his surprise, the potion works. My power returns, and on top of that, I gain common disease immunity, blight disease immunity, and corpus disease immunity. I return to Sadrith Mora, and after a perfectly reasonable amount of time, I make my way up and into the Mage's Guild and return to Balmora. Kaiser Castor lets me know he is being recalled to the Imperial City. I need to get more information on the lost prophecies and, Vivek. I try to take a nap only to be interrupted by another message from Dagoth, which I leave unread. I try again only to be assaulted by a 6th House assassin. Great, now I have 2. I make my way outside the city to heal, then bus to Vivek to continue my quest. I arrive at the puzzle building, and once again, after a totally normal amount of searching, I am able to find the room of my target. Inside is a letter telling me to free them from a prison in Vivek. Now to find the prison. When asking a guard, they do not tell me. I bribe the guard only to be told the purpose and the history of the building. The same goes for random civilians. Let's see here. The Ministry of Truth, also known as Bar Dao, Lai Rock, or Vivek Ministry, is a prison of the Elder Scrolls III Morrowind. The large floating satellite is located above the temple of Vivek City. No sh**. I use a levitation potion to get up to the rock, then fall to my death because I wasted time getting up there. Then after flying up again, I'm able to meet with the guard who gives me advice on how to get in safely. I take the key from her and make my way to the back door. I break in, and while exploring, I find my first guard, and my first death. The guards in this prison do not mess around. Anytime I was found, I was killed instantly. I try the lower door and the front door, but the back door seemed to be my best shot. I made it to a locked door, and after a little bit of magic, I make my way in, only to be killed again. On my next try, I go invisible upon entering. Quickly exploring the room, I find the cell key on a desk. I pick it up, my stealth goes down, I die. After that, I do the same thing, except for I ignore the key and use Odyssey instead. I give the priestess a scroll of divine intervention, and she tells me to meet with a sailor in Ebonheart to take me to a hidden temple of dissident priests. I use divine intervention myself, and I am luckily brought straight to Ebonheart. I find the sailor and make my way to the hidden temple. Arriving, I am told the way will open at dawn and dusk. I camp outside the entrance, having an unusual dream of an assassin ambushing me, and then I'm finally let into the temple. I hastily meet with a priest who provides me with the prophecies, and then tells me to leave. I return to the mainland, then I decide to make the very wise choice of walking all the way to the bus in Vivec. I travel from Vivec to Mulligmar, realize I went the wrong way, go back to Vivec, over to Balmora, then up to Ald'ruhn, around to Genesis, then up to Kol, where I walk to the Urshilaku camp. At the camp, I bestow the wise woman with the prophecies of the Nerevarine. She is totally not weird at all about it and asks me to come back after she's able to process the information. I head off and sleep with the chief. Then I head back to the wise woman. She approves of me, but I must take the 7 trials to prove myself the Nerevarine. I have already passed the first and second trial, as I was born on a certain day to uncertain parents, and I'm immune to the blight thanks to the wizard dude. She tells me to go forth and pass the 3rd trial, but she does not give me any instructions other than to speak with the chief. The chief tells me that he does not believe I passed the 2nd trial, that I would need to prove it through his own trial. He will send me to Kogarun. I must find several items, including a special shield known as the Shadow Shield. I am warned that Kogarun is a truly dangerous place, but I call his bluff and head there right away. When I am nearby, I start by fighting a Corpus zombie. It takes all of my remaining mana, but I'm able to win. I quickly try to dip into a house to rest, and there I find this broke me. I have officially been playing Morrowind for 15 hours at this point. I can quit anytime I'd like, but I've been racking my brain this whole time trying to remember what the Elder Scrolls games mean to me, because this has all felt off. As a part of this YouTube series, I want to be able to explain my history with these games and what inspired me to purchase them, usually that being YouTubers and streamers. But my first ever experience with Elder Scrolls was watching my older brother play Oblivion and Skyrim growing up. He was a power gamer that taught me everything I know about Bethesda games. He was the one who taught me I could infinitely backstab Ralof 1,000 times to get Sneak 100, or get a dagger that could one-shot everything in Dawnstar, or that basically the same knife could be found in New Vegas in an unmarked grave. Thinking about it now, I don't think I've ever beaten Skyrim without cheating in some way. I think what I love is becoming a deity walking among these peasants, and this playthrough I've been doing the exact opposite. This changes now. Yes. Yes! Now this is power! I spam out Conjuration for a while, focusing on Summon Imp before realizing that Summon Ghost is cheaper. I want to specify that just because I'm using the internet does not mean that I know all. I've looked up some information, but I'm still learning as I go. While leveling this, my acrobatics levels up, and I realize I'm jumping much higher and farther than I was before. When my Conjuration reaches a glorious number, I start experimenting on my Imp. I realize that I'm able to blind him to increase my illusion, and kill him with Fireball to level Destruction. Having tested some things out, I portal to Ald'ruhn, and I purchase the spell Night Eye. I then climb the nearest mountain, and spend the next 30 days and nights honing my magic. While you were huffing Skooma and Balmora, I was spamming Night Eye. While you were lost in the halls of Vivec's stupid temple, I was spamming Night Eye. While you were rolling another stealth archer in Skyrim, I was— oh, my best friend is here. Yeah, see, I'm never alone out here. I know he's always out here, always with me in my dreams. When he attacks, I load my save, just so I know he's always watching. That, and I think all these levels are making him stronger proportionally to me, and even more proportionally racist.
You
Hate it when they call me that. With my illusion at 77 and 100% cast chance on my invisibility spell, I take a break and travel to Caldera to purchase Buoyancy, a cheap alteration spell for levitation training, as well as an upgraded Paralyze spell. I return to my mountain and train my alteration to 50. I can now cast most of my spells at 100% chance. Seeking an armor upgrade, I decide to steal a set of glass armor from a nearby victim. The Fighters Guild in Ald'ruhn happens to have some. I find the locked door, and I start spamming Odyssi, but with no luck. The power of this spell does not seem to accumulate, and mine is not powerful enough. I need to check out a system that I have not yet perused, the spell-making system. My first custom spell I make is a new opening spell at max power. I'll call it Frizzlefrix Odyssi. Then, a new fireball spell with max damage in a 50-foot area. I'll call that one Frickleball. With my new spells, I make my way back to the locked door and secure myself some fancy new light armor. Though I don't get how glass is the best protection, I then head to Caldera to start solving another one of my problems: a lack of potions. I steal a master's set of alchemy equipment, then in Ald'ruhn, I'm able to buy around 60 frost salts. In Balmora, our old friend Ajira sells us the cranberries we need to make some mana potions. Sadly, most of my attempts failed. I realized a little bit too late that I had just wasted thousands of coin on frost salts that only failed, and now I'm left with these pretty bad mana potions. Well, I'm broke, so I take on the next Mages Guild quest to get some money. Luckily for me, we're being sent to another Dwemer ruin of Nehelf We're going here to get a fucking report from the excavation team. I take a few buses to Mar, and then I walk to the ruins. Inside, the mining team tells me that the person doing the report vanished. I look around and find a hidden door behind a lever to the boiler room that I definitely didn't die to, twice. Inside the ruins, I find a new enemy, for Morrowind at least, Centurions. And man, oh man, are they fucking tough. I could manage to kill them, but it would take a lot of running and mana potions, so I decide to opt for invisibility. I look around and eventually find the corpse of the mining team member and the report. After looting around, I teleport out, then use various public transportation to return to the Mages Guild and return to my quest. After being advanced to Warlock, she tells me to go to the Dwemer ruins on an island called Muzaluft. I sell off my loot, and then I bust a Cool, where I can walk to the island. Nice. After a long water walk and flying over a cliff, I find myself at the ruins. Inside, I find several orcs, as well as the blueprints I need and plenty of loot. I teleport home, sell off my inventory, and then go to turn in my quest, only to be told I need to head to Janice's egg mine, where a newly unearthed Dwemer ruin lies in wait. I just need to make one stop before that. See, all the people I've been selling all my extra armor to have been poor. I need to find somebody with coin to spare, and an abusable disposition. Perfect. I sell off my items one by one, and then use my Isekai god powers to reset his inventory. Oh, with tons of coin in my pocket, I head out to repeat my mistakes. I purchase 150 frost salts and 150 cranberries. Then I make as many mana potions as I'm able to, once again wasting a ton of money to make a ton of crap mana potions. Finally realizing my mistake, I purchase a new set of ingredients from Ajira, Kwama eggs, and crab meat. This allows me to make really cheap stamina potions, which allows me to grind my alchemy levels and make money. I buy the ingredients from Ajira, make my potions, sell off some of the potions to Ajira to get my money back, and repeat. I continue these steps for several hours until I finally reach 100 in alchemy. I then retrieve the rest of the Master's Potion set that I didn't grab before, and begin selling hundreds of stamina potions, some of which I left on the ground in Balmora since I couldn't carry them. Instead of trying out my new alchemy level, I decide to get a little more capital and head to Janice's for that Dwemer ruin. I'm told by the local that it's on the hill on the east side of town. I check out the entire west side of town before realizing my mistake once again and heading to the egg mine. I bribe the guard outside and head in. Reaching the second door on the inside, I find another guard who tells me I have to leave within 10 seconds. So I go invisible and move past him. After killing some rats, I hit level 17 and pretty quickly find the plans that I need for my quest. After looting around, I return to the surface and bust back to Ald'ruhn. I turn in the quest and I am told to advance to the wizard rank, I would need a wizard's staff. I can either do a long quest to retrieve one, or I can purchase one for 5,000 coin. I head off and sell my items, and while doing so, I attempt to reset Ajira's inventory as it has become a bit too much. Doing so crashed my game, and upon relaunching, the recording broke, so I only have the audio. Nothing much happened during this. All I did was make another batch of cheap stamina potions, and then wander all around selling them for the money to purchase the wizard staff, which I did. My next session after that, I decided not to record. The only thing I did during that session was finish grinding all of my magic attributes to 100 and created several spells for that purpose, as well as for regular use. First up, I created the jump scare spell. This allows me to summon a ghost for 1 second, allowing me to spam it for a low mana cost. Under the same vein is Spam Destro, which deals 1 damage to my own stamina. These got my conjuration and destruction to 100. Next, I created Fizzy Pop, which reduces my intelligence to 0. The subreddit tells me that this will restore my mana when it runs out. Any day now. Any day. Next is Frizzle PM, a spell that reduces my target's stamina to 100. I don't think I'll use it, but if I need to knock anybody out, I have it. Lastly, Frickle That Guy in particular, which deals 100 fire, frost, and lightning damage in a 50-foot area. Lastly, I created some potions to increase my intelligence and willpower, so I'm now able to cast some of these more powerful spells. Speaking of which, I need a defensive spell. I create a full power shield spell and name it Frickle Jam. I don't know. I just had dental surgery before this. Leave me alone. Then I head to the place that caused me to become who I am, to Kogaroon. Flying over a mountain towards the cultist camp, I once again arrive and get the quest from the chief. This time, fully prepared. Arriving, I immediately see better without a sandstorm. This place is exactly as I remember. Behind this door, this guy... We don't talk about that. This place is exactly as I remember. Behind this door, This thing killed me. But with a few mana and health potions, I had no problem dispatching him. In the next house, I find this plague doctor looking dude who I kill as well, and a few items I need. Corpus weepings, and a cup. Heading to the largest building, I'm met with a hallway of enemies. I find out exactly how hard my spells hit. Yep. From this point on, nothing in this game will hurt me worse than myself. I deal a ton of damage, and reflect spells at the moment are very difficult to work around. After dying to one of these reflects, I work my way back up, being more careful to CC enemies before... Cool. So I finish off the upstairs and I head downstairs where we find several jail cells full of expensive loot, as well as a fire demon. Now I know this is a flame atrioc, but it looks like a damn mini Balrog. I juice up my int and willpower as I'm running low on mana potions already, and I kill the demon. I clear my way in further, then I decide to rest. When I dream, I'm attacked by 2 assassins. Oh yeah, did I mention I have 2 best friend stalkers now? Anyways, I continue into the sewers where I kill more of these creatures, and find an entrance into a lava-filled cavern. This place seems to have even more fire atriocs, fatty demons, and these bone lords. I continue blasting and resting my way through this cavern when I run into a room with the shadow shield. I loot the whole room, and then teleport out to Alderaan. Now I just need to find a place to fence all this expensive loot. We are now very wealthy, and we can jump very far. To counter reflection spells, I decide to create my most powerful and expensive spell yet, Frick Off. This will allow me to negate reflection spells when I use my biggest attacks. I also create Frick Away, an expensive but faster flying spell. In order to use these, I'll need to do something first. I go out and I purchase 100 frost salts, 100 cranberries, 130 bloatin' yams, and 100 witweek and scrib jellies. This allows me to create 30 intelligence potions with bloatin' yams, drink these potions to increase my intelligence to 2000. Now my intelligence, willpower, and mana potions will be more powerful. I travel up to Cool and decide to test my new potions and flying spell. It takes 13 of my int and willpower potions until I can use Frick Away, but once I did, I could feel the speed difference. I fly down to the camp and speak with the chief to report my success at Kogaroon. The chief, now believing me, tells me how to reach the cavern for the 3rd trial. Speaking with a couple of villagers, they give me a couple more details, and then I head out to the northeast side of the Red Mountains. After looking around for a totally reasonable amount of time, I was able to find the gate, but I'm told,
The door is locked and will not open. The star is the key.
aka wait until dawn or dusk again. I wait, I'm ravaged by dreams of my best friends. 11 times they attack me, calling me an But finally, I awake with the door opening itself. Inside, the room is quiet, peaceful.
Nerevar reborn, incarnate. Your first 3 trials are finished. Now 2 new trials lie before you. Seek the Ashlander Ashcans and the Great House Councillors. 4 tribes must name you Nerevarine. 3 houses must name you Hortator. My servant, Nabane Mesa, shall be your guide. And when you are Hortator and Nerevarine, when you have stood before the false gods and freed the heart from its prison, heal my people and restore Morrowind. Do this for me, and with my blessing.
Yeah, so that scared the shit out of me. After the cutscene, several ghosts offer shitty equipment, except my new robe and fur boots. I have been warned that I am now recognized as the Nerevarine. I will be feared and hated by the temple, but f*** them, I'm chosen. I intervention out to a temple and walk back to Urshilaku camp to save potions. Arriving, I'm told to clear out the 3rd trial, and I must now pass the 4th and 5th trials to be named Neverrain by the camps and Hortator of the houses. I decide to deal with the houses first. The wise woman tells me I must convince Halalu of Balmora, the Telvanni of Sadrith Mora, and the Redoran of Alderaan. I'll need to convince them to name me as Hortator, or essentially War Leader. We head to Alderaan first, making our way to the big crab shell, and look for the Redoran Consul. The person at the front was able to give me a book which contained a list of all of the counselors, as well as their addresses. I head back to the main hall and to my first counselor. When I find them, they tell me they will never agree to name me as Hortator. Bribing him does nothing, so I move on. The next counselor accuses me of being an Imperial spy, so I move on and finally find a counselor who's willing to listen. His son was kidnapped by the first counselor that I had visited, and he asked me to save him for his vote. Eventually, behind this curtain, I find a door that is holding his son captive, and with a little magic, I'm able to unlock the door and escort his son out without incident. His father agreed to work with me. All I need to do to be named Redoran Hortator is to challenge and kill the counselor who caused this in combat. He'll handle the rest. Let's go! I challenge him, and he tells me to meet him in f***ing Vivek. We're here in the arena district, and our victim is already in the arena, running into a wall. I jump down and... Anyways, I loot him for his expensive loot and return to the counselor to be named Hortator. Before heading out to our next house, I need to stop by an old fiend. We travel back to Belmora, a city I'm very comfortable with. I think this will be the easiest house. We visit House Halalu, and I'm given another useful book. I'm also told the name of the man who would be most likely to listen to me. Gracias Curio. Oh, and all the council members live in motherfucking Vivek. Now, if you've heard any of the memes that come out of the Elder Scrolls series, you might be familiar with this classic, The Lusty Argonian Maid. This classic was written by this guy, Gracias Curio, who wants you to call him Uncle. Isn't that great? Anyways, since I'm not Argonian, I bribe him to work with me to become Hortator. He tells me to bribe or convince some of the other counselors, but first I would need to kill one. They're all scattered around Vivek. Yay. First, I find the closest at the top of the St. Olma Plaza, a Nord named Yangling Half-Troll. I bribe him and move on. Next door, I find an abandoned house, and I decide to explore. Inside, I actually find another council member, who prefers to remain hidden, right next to another council member. I don't even need to bribe him, he just agrees to vote for me because I found him. Around the edge of Vivek, I find another counselor who I was warned was a goon of the counselor I should kill. She wouldn't work with me, so I left. Eventually, I find the plantation of that very council member. He reveals himself to be a member of the 6th house, and I kill him. Oh. Damn it, I wonder when the last time I saved was.
There is much to discuss, much to learn.
Alright, I need to be more direct and use a spell that doesn't aggro the whole house. I travel to a spell maker, and I quickly make my new spell, Frizzle Pogo. Don't ask, my girlfriend was showing me New Girl at the time of this recording. I also make my new paralyzed spell, Frizzle Freeze. Once again, I speak with Crassius and convince the half-troll and the sneaky one to join me. Then I head back to the one who killed me. I quickly save, then I speak with him to confirm his allocation with the 6th house once again. Upon being attacked, I freeze him and pogo him to death. I then loot him and leave to speak with both of his lackeys, who agree to name me Hortator. I return to Crassius, who names me Hortator of House Halalu. Is the bug in the harder house? Just around that supple little waist. I then teleport to Sadrith Mora, ready to visit my last house, House Telvanni. Leaving the Wolverine Guild, I realize this is my first time exploring Sadrith Mora proper. It is a mushroom-centric town, similar to the wizard from earlier who lived in a tree. I'm given a new book of counselors, and told that the way of the Telvanni is a little different. The council members have mouths that act as speakers for the council members. I should visit them first. After searching for a while, I'm able to locate the speakers. All in one place? This is the easiest one for sure. The speakers tell me to travel and speak with each council member. I first decide to water walk to Tel Aryun, the island of our first counselor. On the way I run into some bandits, but combat is fairly easy now. With freezes and huge blasts, if I was flying, I could just bomb them from above. And my mana potions are working perfectly. One potion restores my mana for over a full minute, 2 of these, and I can't really run out of mana. Arriving in town, I see a large tower, which I don't really want to deal with. So I fly up. Inside, I find one of the most obviously looking evil motherfuckers in this whole game. He does not tell me to shove off, but instead asks me to let him think about it. Maybe I misjudged him. I wait outside for several days, being attacked by assassins and aliens, but when I return, he has not made up his mind. I decide to leave and come back later. I fly to a nearby Tel Fir, where I walk up to Tel Vos, where I find Aryan, the reasonable one. He tells me that in order to become the Hortator, I will need to convince the other council members, but I must kill the counselor I have been calling evil. He will delay his judgment indefinitely, thus keeping me in political deadlock. I know what I must do. I slap on my thinking cap, fly south to Tel Branora, where a group of people wait outside, furious at the council member that lives here. Demanding to speak with her, I ignore them, and fly up to the tower where I can speak with her. All I can tell about this lady is that she's really obsessed with spiders, but I'm able to quickly bribe her and get her vote. I leave before I have to look at any spiders, and back to Sadrith Mora. I fly up to the top of the centermost building, where I find another council member. They don't like me, but they take my money. Good, be there, Hortator, now go away. Alright, next I fly to Tel Aryun, I chug a ton of potions, and then I unleash my my wrath upon this council member's whole house. Finally, I fly to Tel Mora, where I find the last council member, who is my kind of counselor. After showing her my submissive side, she gives me her vote. Now nothing can stop us.
Isn't there someone else you can talk to?
I will kill you. I fly slowly to Tel Vos, where Aryun names me Hortator of the Telvanni. Finally, after being named Hortator, I have completed the 4th trial, and I am able to teleport out to return to the Urshilaku camp. There I am able to sleep and level up to level 31, die to assassins, and level up to level 31 again. Woohoo! The wise woman advises me on how to pass the 5th trial. I must speak with the leaders of each of the cultist camps and be named Nerevarine. I must speak with the Urshilaku, the Zainab, the Era. First, I run over to the chief of the Urshilaku. He simply repeats my duties to me, but does not test me again. He names me Nereverain. Now I need to head to the other 3 camps. But first, shopping. I warp to Caldera to visit my best fiend. I once again go and buy 160 bloatin' yams, 120 witwicks, 120 script jellies. But this time I create an intelligence potion, drink it, and then repeat for all 40 extra intelligence potions, increasing my intelligence exponentially. By the end, my intelligence is at 7,522, almost 4 times higher than before. I name my new potions Mega Mind Potions. Each increases my intelligence and willpower by 350 for 17 minutes. Next, I sell off my old mana potions and I buy new ingredients while I still have 7,000 intelligence. I make the potions, which now restore 72 points of mana for 3.5 minutes. I'm pretty sure we can do whatever we want now. I travel to Sadrith Mora and drink 5 potions, which allows me to use my flight spell. I fly to the Erebenimsim camp in the sandstorm. The wise woman tells me that I will never be named Nereverain as long as the cult leaders continue to live. She wants me to kill them and replace them with her choice for leader. No problem. I enter the first year and I kill the man with a pogo. I enter the second year and I kill the man with a pogo. I enter the third year, I paralyze both of them and then kill them with pogo. Returning to the wise woman, she tells me to collect their shitty items and give them to her choice for chief to give him strength. I do so and the man names me Nereverain. I fly off to the Zanab camp. Here the chief is quite racist and tells me to go kill a vampire to prove myself. He even tells me I can find them in a tomb to the north. I travel there, and inside I find a large undead, skeletons, and eventually a room with the vampire. I decide to go invisible and sneak up on the vampire. I open the door is trapped. I lose invisibility, I go invis again, it's fine. I kill the vampire and his pet ghost, and then find his ashes to give to the cult leader. I am named Nereverain of the Zainab camp, or at least I would be if I didn't need to find this idiot a wife. I'm told by the wise woman to go purchase a indentured servant to be his wife. What the f am I doing? Arriving in Telerune, I speak with my contact, who tells me to purchase some expensive clothes and perfumes for my purchase. I grab the items and return to deliver them to the bride. I then walk the whole way back. After delivering her, I am named Nereverain of the Zanib tribe, and I am given a thong to show for it. I don't think I'm going to be showing that one off. Also, if it makes anybody feel better about the situation, the lady did not seem unenthused with the situation. Either way, I fly off to the Ahamusa camp. I speak with the wise woman, who tells me there is no chief here. She requests that I clear out a nearby ruin of Daedric influence, and then kill the Dark Priestess so the camp can migrate safely. I fly off to the ruins. I see some dude. He did not take me being the Nereverain very well, so I kill him. I then use my largest AoE spell to nuke every single enemy in these god-forsaken ruins. Oh, that one had to reflect. Finally, I come to the final group, including the priestess. I blast most of them away. The priestess did know a reflect spell, but I bait it out with a stamina drain spell and then kill her. I double check the area, but the ruins seem clear, so I leave and return to the Ahamusa camp. The wise woman asked me to escort her back to the ruins, which will be interesting. I try water walking, which surprisingly she follows suit. I was really impressed. After all, I didn't think they were going to account for this. We make it to the island after getting her unstuck from a rock, and we get inside, and after getting to the statue room, she thanks me for clearing the ruins and names me Nereverain of the Ahamusa. Then a demon I didn't kill attacks. After killing him, I drink up and fly off. To be honest, I think the thing I'll remember the most about Morrowind is flying around like this. As much as I dislike the theme of bug, blight, bog, and mushroom, I think it's a pretty unique and memorable one. And the magic system in this game is very fun to abuse and fly around like this. I arrive at the Urshilaku camp, I sleep in the chief's bed.
I feel as though I should know you.
I'm your Nereverain, bruh. But upon awakening, I head to the wise woman. The wise woman tells me I have fulfilled the 5th part of the prophecy, and now, to complete the next trial, I must speak with the god Vivek. I require some tools in order to kill Dagoth-Ur. I teleport out, travel to Aldrune, and then port to Vivek. I drink potions and fly to the temple, but the godlock is stronger than fricklefuckery. Luckily for me, the first guy I run into knows roughly where I need to go. I find the guy. He tells me to speak to the god Vivek and gives me the key. He also warns me to avoid the guards, but they don't come after me anyways, so I don't know what he's on about. I then head up and I find... Oh, you look more normal than I thought you would. Oh wait, I forgot you're a false god. He tells me he'll end the bounty on me and officially name me Nereverain. Additionally, he offers me a deal. I accept the responsibility of killing Dagoth-Ur, and he'll bestow me with an artifact to assist in killing him. fuck you. Your stupid levitating ass is not cool, bro. I can fly so fast and I can make myself invulnerable to all of your damage and kill you. I'm not begging, is what I want to say, but I can't figure out how to get around needing the glove, so I accept. But I'm not happy about it. I'm told I need to recover 2 more artifacts before killing Dagoth-Ur. Keening and Sunder will open up his heart. That is the short, simple explanation. Here is the long, detailed explanation written down for your convenience. Plan to defeat Dagoth-Ur. I fly back to the Mage's Guild and teleport to Ald'ruhn. Then I fly out, and in fact, I fly straight to the final boss. Who needs artifacts? But I can't figure out how to get in. Even though the switch is on this pipe, I can't seem to figure out how to get in. So I leave and I head to the first artifact, Sunder. I arrive and I start blasting. I blow everyone, including myself, to hell. Moving down a floor, I'm killed again by reflecting magic. One of these days I'll remember to use my defensive spells. I reload, blast the room to hell, including the mini-boss apparently, and loot Sunder. Then I head out. Arriving at the next ruins, I'm met with a large room with many enemies in it. I toss a few nukes, but I'm met with my own demise. Twice. This finally flips the switch. I drink 14 more Mega Mind potions, then finally cast Frick off, giving me near immunity to my own spells. I start blowing everything to hell, restoring my buffs every 30-ish seconds. Eventually, I happen to kill the mini-boss that held the key I needed to get to Keening. Now that I have everything I need, I fly off once again to Dagoth-Ur. Arriving at his fortress, I once again find a locked door. I look it up and even find the lever I need, but I'm not able to get in. I take a break from Morrowind and I look up some information. If I'm unable to get into the final room, I can use the code COC Dagoth-Ur Outer Facility to teleport in. I load up the game and bam, the lever works. Whatever. I try to rest in the interim and I dream of being killed by 8 assassins and 2 demons. Dagoth-Ur is really getting desperate. So anyway, I started blasting.
Come, Nerevar, friend or traitor, come. Come and look upon the heart and Akulakan. And bring Wraithguard. I have need of it. Come to the Heart Chamber. I wait for you there where we last met countless ages ago.
Anyways, how did the dungeon go? Blam. 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 Blam.
Welcome, Moon and Star. I have prepared a place for you.
Ooh, old flirty nicknames now, huh?
Come. Bring Wraithguard to the Heart Chamber. Together let us free the cursed false gods. Welcome, Nerevar. Together we shall speak for the law and the land and shall drive the mongrel dogs of the Empire from Morrowind.
Really obsessed with that, bro.
Is this how you honor the 6th house and the tribe?
You're
unmourned?
attacking me, too.
Come to me openly, and not by stealth.
I'm not even using stealth. I'm coming to you openly. You just can't hurt me. That's not my fault. Oh, wait.
Welcome, Moon and Star,
Oh,
to this place where destiny
is he dead? I reapply my buffs, and I head in with a set of spells I made for just this occasion. I unleash a horde of mobs on Dagoth-Ur. So yeah, I forgot that I needed to kill his phylactery to kill him. On my next try, I once again spawn my Frizzle party to distract him and make my way down. When I reach the heart, I equip Sunder, and Oh, So yeah, I forgot I needed to equip the glove from Vivek to use the artifacts. I once again distract Dagoth-Ur, but this time I fly down, and this time...
What are you doing? What are you doing? Fool, stop! This is the end. The bitter, bitter end.
No way! I heal up and watch the statue collapse, the threat of Dagoth-Ur extinguishing from this world. But I fear his heart remains. No, really, is that gonna go away? Anyways, I check my notes and I'm told there's an earthquake and I must flee for my life. I fly out, and once I'm out of the chamber, hello.
You no longer bear the burden of prophecy. You have achieved your destiny. You are free. The doomed Duima's folly, Lord Dagoth's temptation, the tribunal's seduction, the god's heart freed, the prophecy fulfilled. All fate sealed and sins redeemed. If you have pity, mourn the lost, but let the weeping cease. The blight is gone, and the sun's golden honey gilds the land. Hail, Savior, Hortator, and Nerevarine. Your people look to you for protection. Monster and villains, great and small, still threaten the people of Vardenfell. Enemies and evils abound, Yet indomitable will might rid Morrowind of all its ills. For you, our thanks and blessing, our gift and token given. Come, take this thing from the hand of God.
My fucking heart, bro. I escape from the ruins, and my book congratulates me, stating that with Dagothir destroyed, his insane dreams can no longer drive the people of Morrowind to madness. I travel back to Balmora, and back to where it all started, in Castle's Custodes' house. I take a look at my build, and my map, looking at everything that I have accomplished and explored. So much, but so little in the grand scheme of this game. I can't even imagine what the side quests would drag me into. I take one last look at Frizzlefrick, the Nerevarine, the Great Wizard, and then I log out. So there we go. I finished the game and put 43.9 hours in it. Well, I wish there was something else I wanted to do to round that out. Or persist in the doomed world you have created. I don't care. You. 44 whole hours in this game, and I have officially gotten my use out of it. Thank you to my friend who bought it for me, and I gotta ask, what game do you want to see next? What is your favorite part of Morrowind? If it's Vivek, I'll f***ing cut you. Click this video if you want to see another video of mine. Wait, this is my first real video? Fuck.